viewers. We have Dr. Vinod Nair joining us. Welcome, Doctor.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we did miss you last week. So I hope you will compensate this week by giving us some more scoops.
2 weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks. Yeah. So let's start with the first piece of news, Doctor. We're talking about, as we know, U.S. President Donald Trump, he moves from one, swing to another. And now he's rolled back the tariffs on more than 200 food products, including staples such as coffee, beef, bananas, and orange juice, in the face of growing angst among American consumers about the high cost of groceries. The new exemptions, which took effect retroactively at midnight on Thursday, marks a sharp reversal for Trump, who has long insisted that the sweeping import duties he imposed earlier this year are not fueling inflation. Now, do you think this is going to, sort of affect our imports? Because now the exemptions covering 254 products, including 229 agricultural items, account for around 1 billion of India's exports to the US. So how do you think it will impact our Indian exports?
I'm sure this is a very welcome change, but more clarifications needs to come. Like India's tariff is in two parts. First, he said 25% on general terms, then 25% because we are importing oil from Russia. Now, does this really apply to he has exempted because of the inflation? Now, is this really applied to 25% of India, the tariff which is levied to India, or the whole 50% of the tariff which has been imposed on Indian products is not clarified? This is not an India-specific decision because, as you said, there is a lot of trouble going on in US. There is high state of inflation. There are a lot of growing contempt against what he has imposed on. Actually, whatever he has imposed, all the tariffs are being paid by the Americans only, American citizens only. So there is increased cost in day-to-day household consumable things. A lot of inflation is going on. A lot of anger is being built up against his decisions. So he was forced to make this decision of especially what common man uses, 254 products, including 229 agriculture products and processed food items. That is also included. But how far? I think we have to wait before, as you said, definitely this can come up to $1 billion of our exports to US. But I think a clarification is really needed, probably which will come in 1 or 2 days' time, whether this is applicable to Indian exports, because this is a general rule. If any India-specific sanctions are there, whether this is applicable or it will be fully exempted for at least this item, it has to be seen. Anyway, spices, tea, coffee, cashews, essential oils, extracts, and many value-added food products have been exempted. This is very good for Indian export, but then it actually becomes only very minuscule of our export to US. So how far this will help India in countering the tariff is a question which has to be decided. But I think it will be good for Kerala, like tea, coffee, spices, cashews, and nuts. South India, I think it will be used. Mango-based and processed foods are accepted, except essential oils and extract. It's good for Kerala. I think even Andhra, Tamil Nadu, it will be useful for them. Probably not much on the northern India.
Okay. Moving on to now, we're moving on to Bangladesh. Apparently now Sheikha Hasina verdict. Now the ICT will deliver its verdict on Sheikha Hasina for alleged crimes during the July uprising. Now apparently they want India to extradite Sheikh Hasina back, so that they are, I'm sure they are going to give a death sentence to her. So this is how it stands in Bangladesh now.
This is a very, very difficult situation for India for two reasons. First of all, we have a treaty with Bangladesh, that is 2013 India Bangladesh Extradition Treaty, amended in 2016. It's actually a legal framework. But then there is an Article 6 of political offense exception. Extradition may be refused in the offense of which it is requested on an offense of a political character. But many things which are, but then there is a very clear exception that this cannot be said for real criminal acts. And many of the accusations against this Sheikh Hasina, for which has been sentenced to death, is actually on not on political offenses. It is on criminal offenses. So it's actually a very difficult situation on India, and India has responded very, very cautiously. Probably we should not be making a very fast decision or fast move on this. There is another important thing, which probably we may be discussing in in the coming minutes, about the role of Bangladesh on the Delhi bomb blast.
Yeah, so I'm going to that, Doctor.
We need certain cooperation to identify the culprits from Bangladesh. So when both of this come together, it becomes a very, very difficult situation, and all our diplomatic and political smartness will come to play in handling this.
Yeah, in fact,
that is a very difficult situation.
Yeah, in fact, Hasina, who's 78 years, has ignored court orders to return from India to face charges related to the deadly 2024 crackdown. Now, she has also addressed her supporters virtually, denouncing the proceedings against her as entirely illegal. She alleged that PM Muhammad Yunus and those aligned with him had orchestrated a plan to punish her through a process that she claimed violated all legal norms. And as you said, in this connection, despite Muhammad Yunus's interim government denying involvement of Bangladesh and use of its soil in the Delhi's Red Fort blast on November 10, the Indian security agencies are increasingly getting evidence pointing to Dhaka's role. Meanwhile, on Saturday, the Delhi police detained 3 people, including 2 doctors from Haryana's Al Falah University, in connection with the Delhi blast. According to the police, 2 separate FIRs have also been registered against the Al Falah University over alleged irregularities flagged by the UGC and NAAC. The detentions of fresh criminal crimes cases come amidst an escalating multi-agency probe into the blast that claimed 13 lives. So this is, becoming even worse, isn't it? We knew that it's like, the tip of the iceberg, isn't it?
Yes. A very, very surprising thing when a lot of doctors, at least 4, I think up to 7 people are already under their custody and arrest, and many are under scrutiny. Many doctors because it's actually a very, very dangerous situation. I was just writing in my Facebook, these doctors are capable of bringing up their own team, organizing it, repeatedly trying for what they want, because all these are by default in their curriculum, medical curriculum, because it's a very, very unpredictable thing in a medical situation, which is a very unpredictable thing. How we don't know how the disease evolves, how disease progress, what are the odds against the situation. So basically, me being a doctor, medical doctor, I know there is, we always talk about plan A, if plan A is not working, plan B or plan C. But for a doctor, this is endless process. If a plan A is not working, plan B will be there. Then plan C could be there. Then plan D, E. It will go on and on and on until either the patient dies or he recovers. So it's a thing which has been taught to them. So one option is not there, the other option will come out. They will think about other option. Doctors by default are excellent team builders. I am actually in charge of a department. I need assistant doctors who will support me to do exactly what I want to do. So I need to acquire and train my doctors. then there will be nurses, then there will be paramedical staff, then there will be other hospital staff, coordination with the lab, coordination with the other systems, management. So basically, we being a doctor is very well equipped by default to build a team. See, look at them. They have created a wonderful, I won't say wonderful, a very smart team. Very smart team. And even if one team member survives, he is able to go out and carry out what he is supposed to do independently. Usually, you know what happens? Like if you catch the leader, the terror group usually fades away. But here, our agencies were smart enough to arrest many of the leaders. One escaped, and he was smart enough to escape. I take a decision to just run away, and then he carried out the whole attack by himself. So that's what I'm saying. They are very well. The doctors are very well adapted to technology, new learning, new process. I was writing in my Facebook. They could have a microscopic picture, telescopic picture. They can have a bird's eye view to assess the whole situation. They're very good in communication and training. So all these are actually built into the curriculum of a doctor, and which they can extrapolate for even this doing very bad work. And their intelligence basically expands phenomenally after medical studies. So it's actually, I think, see, our security agents have been very smart enough to avert any or about any major terrorist activities within our state from 2014 onwards. Our intelligence agencies are so good. But look at what has happened. One person slipped through and he created a terror. And they are just investigating how he has actually caused that explosion of ammonium nitrate alone. What has he done? Probably has done something which is still unknown. What exactly has happened? And see, look at the way they made the connections to Pakistan through Turkey, through Dubai. And finally, he just managed to reach Dubai. One person just managed to reach Dubai and went to Afghanistan. So this is the problem when smart, intelligent, highly educated, so-called that white-collar module tries to get into the terrorist activity. It could be very difficult to handle that situation. I think that is exactly what we are saying. And with ISI or Pakistan giving all the support, with all the support of Bangladesh, like what they are saying, just before the days of the blast, they have met a elite, that Lashkar-e-Toiba commander Saifullah Saif in Bangladesh. Yeah. There was a meeting in Bangladesh. Certain government Bangladesh officials were part of that. They have not been publicly revealed. There have been non-terror operatives who participated in that. Then there were two intermediaries which actually operate in the South India, Bangladesh trafficking routes. All these our intelligence agencies have identified. So that's why I was saying before this, during the Sheikh Hasina's case becomes more complex, because we need some support from Bangladesh at this juncture to explore into all the terrorist activities which has happened. Because without Bangladesh, no, this time what Pakistan has done is little bit more smarter. They have not operated directly from Pakistan to India. The communications were coming from people in Afghanistan, as well as it have operated through Bangladesh. So, cooperation of, I don't know whether they will really cooperate or not, but the cooperation of the Bangladesh government is now crucial. And that will make matters for Sheikh Hasina a little more difficult, and India little more difficult. So,
yeah. So,
and I was just saying.
Yeah. Please continue.
I was just saying, our Indian signal intelligence have picked up a major operation in D. Probably it is interpreted as Delhi, and the communications have requested logical support through Bangladesh Western Corridor. So that is the relevance of Bangladesh in this bomb blast.
Yeah. So Ned is saying, Al-Falah footprint found in 3 places in Kerala, I gathered, Trivandrum, Palghat and Kasaragod. It appears the unit is functioning there. Inquiry is going on. Do you have any news about this, doctor?
See, one news which has come out like a cardiologist in Trivandrum, I think that is wrong news. And unfortunately, a normal doctor's picture was circulated throughout the social media. It was actually wrongly implied. Then it has been clarified by national media, but it was not been clarified by certain social media or certain YouTube media which has taken it up from Kerala. That was a very unfortunate thing. A wrong identity has been circulated. See, we don't know. This is actually still on the an investigation process. It has not been revealed, but I think probably there could be connections from Kerala also. We don't know. We need to wait for some more time. The news which has come out from Trivandrum is, I think, is wrong. Yeah. It has been clarified by national media.
As a doctor, how do you feel? See, when these people have put in so many years of study, in, studying medicine, spending so much of their time, their energy, doctors are there to save lives. Now, these doctors are there to take lives. So, how do you feel? This is quite an irony, isn't it? You studied to save lives, and these guys are going around killing people.
So, I'll tell you, that is another thing, another seasoned mind of a doctor. That's, first of all, it is what I feel, it is a very unfortunate thing. I was always afraid about such things. Not only doctors, engineers, smart people coming into, we were always saying, you pay 500 rupees, they go and throw stones at you in Kashmir. It is because of the lack of money and lack of infrastructure and lack of support system. They are coming into this, miscreants are coming into the this terrorist activities, and Pakistan is making use of that. We would have heard about the stories of Pakistan spending Indian money, and that probably that was one of the reasons why that notebandi happened. But this thing, which is very, very a dangerous thing. See, again, as you were asking about how could doctors do it, let me put it the other way. The doctors have a very compassionate mind as well as a hardened mind. The system teaches him his heart to be, this mind to be very, very seasoned and hardened. That is why originally the concept of ragging came into medical colleges. Ragging was the worst, not in our times, much before that. Because anybody, especially a bookworm, coming into a medical profession has to be a seasoned, hardened person to handle very difficult situations. Just imagine a person with a loss of his hand completely shattered, his leg completely shattered, his because of an injury, all his intestines are out of the stomach, coming to probably in a stretcher in front of you, to you. Meena, how do you feel about that? You may be surprised, you may be shocked, you may not be able to do something for some time. Yeah. But a seasoned doctor is hardened enough to handle that situation. Even if he says blood, even if the whole face is crushed, he is able to handle that. He is seasoned. That's what I am saying. A doctor turning a criminal could be one of the most dangerous things for the world. Any doctor. There are very interesting cases if you look in the history, medical history, past history. When a doctor really turns into a criminal, it is extremely difficult to prevent that criminal act. That is one thing. Second thing is, we don't know what exactly he will be trying. No, why we are saying about this blast alone? We should be talking about, I hope you are aware about that resin incident, the poison. I don't know. Have you heard about that incident? Which
yes,
is Gujarat.
In fact, in last program, we did explain it in detail. They've stored so much of resin which comes from castor oil. And this was you planned to be used in prasads and in other food.
You know the history of what is this resin? Who has used it? It was used by KGB. It was a poison which was exclusively usually used by KGB and other Eastern Europe intelligence systems, intelligence services to kill people. Very interesting. It doesn't have much taste or smell or something. If you add it somehow into the, like either in the gaseous form, vapor form, dust form, or it goes inside your stomach along with the food, it is extremely extremely difficult to save the person. And not only that, the person will not die immediately. He will die only after 2-3 hours or 2 to 6 hours. Now, what happens? You will not be even able to trace them. From where did he get that? Where do you get this? That is also very dangerous. So KGB was notorious for using this resin. And it is not at all easy to take resin, to separate resin out of this castor seeds. So probably they have learned this thing and they have made up to 75 ml of resin. Now that is good enough for killing thousands and lakhs of people. And they have been searching for probably where it should be applied. Water bodies or probably prasada counters. So such a shocking thing. This is much more worse than the explosion which they have planned. And the level of explosion they have planned in 32 places simultaneously with 40 up to 30 to 40 kilograms each. What has happened in Delhi blast is only just 30 to 40 kilos. So just imagine 32 bombs going on simultaneously. That's what I said, the planning part. They have been smart enough to do that. And look at, see, it has become a nexus. It comes out of a nexus of intelligent doctors who have been preparing for this. And they are able to source the whole information. They are able to make the bombs. So that is the danger of this. With the support of Pakistan.
Yeah. Also, Doctor, see, the latest breaking news is that, NIA, as it continues its probe in the bomb blast case, they have arrested another key associated who provided technical support to the terrorists involved in the blast. Jasir Bilal Wani, alias Danish, also a Kashmiri resident, was arrested from Srinagar in Jammu and Kashmir by an NIA team that was in the valley in this case. So this is all an ongoing report. Every day they are discovering more and more such cases where people from all over the country are involved in this crime.
That's what I'm saying. If it is a doctor's nexus which they are trying to, I think probably they are identified only the tip of the iceberg. Since how usually a terrorist is getting caught. Even this group, how it has got, how they got into the legal, the investigative agency side. Just
we explained that.
Poster.
Yeah.
Just by a poster which was posted by a mullah in Srinagar. The doctors have not done it. It was a mistake done by a the Muhammad supportive mullah. They have posted it to the one of the walls in the Jammu and Kashmir. So one smart superintendent of police, when he came to know about that, he went after that. That is the reason. It was not a mistake done by the doctors. It was a mistake done by a non-doctor person. And then he traced back to a doctor. Yeah. That is how the whole thing has come out. So we don't know how many more people are going to come out. Because these people are smart. Probably they will hide for much more longer time. That is what I would say.
Yeah,
it is not easy to bring them out.
Yeah. Also,
but I'm sure.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I'm sure once they have noticed this, now they will take it as a challenge and go out into an all-out effort. I'm sure each and everyone will come out because now many things can be digitally tracked and traced. See, even another interesting thing which is happening in Kerala, people are celebrating a questioning of that Priyanka Sharma, Dr. Priyanka Sharma. Only her name is there in now social media of Kerala. Very interesting. The people have purposefully taken out the other names and now circulating the name of Dr. Priyanka Sharma. I think she gave some money to one of the doctors in this thing and she was questioned and probably she's under what do you call this observation, close observation. Pakistan was smart enough to transfer money to these people through Hawala. So probably they would have used ordinary people for receiving money. What I understand is she has given some money to one of this person, and whether it is a temporary debt which was given or has she done something more? Only the agencies were clarified later. They have not said about anything. But the point is, now in Kerala, only her name is everywhere in the social media. Very interesting, no? Now people
Yeah.
are wanted to, some of the certain factions of the people wanted to believe she created all the trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Priyanka Sharma.
Yeah, also in this context, now Indian Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi, on Monday, he termed Operation Sindoor just a trailer as he trained guns on Pakistan for supporting cross border terrorism. Now, speaking at the event, he said, when Pakistan fuels terrorism, it's a matter of concern for us. We talk about progress, but if anyone creates hurdles, we will have to act. We'll certainly respond to terrorists and their handlers. Even if a threatening letter arrives, we know exactly whom to answer. So, Indian Army is not taking it lying low. So, Pakistan and Bangladesh needs to be careful about what they are doing as well, isn't it?
Yeah. What is exactly Indian Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi said? Words were very, very carefully chosen. Operation Sindoor was just an 88-hour trailer. The movie hasn't even started. So it's a very clear-cut message. At the same time, he said they are patching up the issues with China. So it's actually in dual tone. He was very harsh on Pakistan. At the same time, he was making a mellow down, a carefully chosen tone with China, which means they are very, very careful about, and they are ready for whatever is, if they come to know that there is an active, even now Pakistan is very careful that no direct ties are linked to the terrorist activity which is happening in India. That is why probably even after so many days, we have not, the agencies have not clearly, specifically said unless they have all the evidence, isn't it? So when the when he's saying Operation Sindoor was an 88-hour trailer and the movie hasn't even started yet, it's a very, very clear-cut message to Pakistan, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And also speaking, barely hours after the National Democratic Alliance secured an overwhelming majority in Bihar, Modi sounded the ominous bugle on political rival and West Bengal Chief Minister Mamta. Just as the Ganga flows from Bihar to Bengal, Bihar has now shown the path for the BJP's victory in West Bengal. I congratulate the people of Bengal. Together we will uproot Jungle Raj from the state. Now, this is something that is going to really trouble Mamta, isn't it? Because she's now scared that SIR is going to hit West Bengal hard. And since many of the Bangladeshis and Rohingyas have started leaving the state.
Yeah, if after the last Lok Sabha elections, 2024, if there was some weakness for the government because of not getting a very clear-cut BJP majority by themselves, now that has been settled. And they were always worried about Bihar or this faction of Nitish Kumar, because he has the history of jumping from one side to the other side for what he wants. Yeah, we must congratulate that he has being sworn in, is going to serve as the for the 10th time as the chief minister for such a long time. So he is also a very smart politician. Now, Nitish Kumar needs BJP. BJP needs Nitish Kumar's party at the center. So what I would say, strategically, both Janata Dal United and he belongs to Janata Dal United, if I'm right, the Nitish Kumar. Yeah. And BJP has become stronger with double engine effect. So it's actually, Modi has become much more stronger. And that is why after this, he said, as Ganga flows from Bihar to Bengal, the BJP's victory will now flow from into West Bengal as well. We will uproot the jungle Raj there. I think it's a real jungle Raj there, but we should be realizing that Mamata is much more stronger than current Lalu's capabilities. So I think it's going to be a very, very hard hit on West Bengal, or probably Bangladesh, I would say, because there are a lot of immigrants from Bangladesh in her cadres, and probably most of them are having voting rights also, because the worst manipulation is being done in Bangladesh, and she is aware of that, and that is why she is very strong against SSR, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, that is saying Delhi air traffic GPS spoofing is also a part of the cyber war they have established.
Yes, yes. I mean, it could be there. Like even India has given a notam. I don't know whether he was implying on that. Recently, I think today or yesterday, India has given a notam that there will be GPS problems in certain areas of our western side of that Arabian Sea, because we are actually trying some experiments. With this blocking of signals of GPS. So India is also doing certain things to counteract certain things. I think there was a notam for GPS, possibility of a GPS spoofing officially from Indian side,
Yeah.
for due to some
Also,
exercises on
yeah.
electronic warfare.
Yeah. Also, Dr. Vinod, see, one thing I've noticed is that, see, the film world, whether it is Mollywood or Bollywood or Tollywood, all these people, usually react when, Palestine is, attacked, or, they run in the support of Palestine. But so many people were killed in Delhi. Not a word has been spoken by either people like, Mammootty or all these people, Bollywood people who have run to, hold placards saying that we are with Palestine. This is your country. Your people have been killed. And yet not a word from the film world because of their affinity, with Pakistan.
I am not at all surprised. Are you really surprised? Have you ever seen these
Not
people making? Have you seen any time before these people making any such comments within India when there is an attack within India? No, I have not seen. Now, are we? The question they regularly ask: if some miscreants have created some problem, are we? Why we are supposed to say? Then they have no problem with the same thing being applied to people of Gaza, people of Palestine. They are ready. But the question I am asking, is it really required? All of us know they may not be responding. They have selective response. But how does it change the whole situation? See, with this Bihar elections, Modi has become double strong. And once the investigations comes out, what you must also know, there has been a feminine division of Jaish Muhammad, which is being led by that particular lady doctor who has been arrested.
Shaheen.
See, yeah, Shaheen, there could be stringent restrictions on going out. I don't know what is going to come, but once the whole thing is out, they can't make multiple decisions on this. So once the whole thing comes out, how they have transferred the weapons, how they have transferred the explosives, where even a female doctor or one or two doctors are involved. Till now, what we understand, there could be severe restrictions on the dressing. There could be severe restrictions on whether you will be allowed to cover your face. We don't know. See, this another big question I would like to ask you. Do you really think these doctors were indoctrinated in the university? No, they have been prepared during their early childhood when they were going to madrasas, isn't it? See, when a Muslim parent is sending their small children 3 years, 4 years, 5 years to madrasas, their aim is actually not to create a terrorist. They are probably unaware and they just want their children to learn the religious lessons. That is all any parent wants. But the problem is,
Doctor, but also bear in mind, Doctor, that Al Falah University is connected to an NGO called Al Falah, from where the money was coming from abroad. So they were being funded.
No. I'm putting a totally different perspective. I will ask you, Meena. You have been approached with somebody. You are being approached to somebody at this age, or probably when you are 30, 35. Will you get succumbed to this thing? No, it will not happen to me. So what the point I am trying to make is, from the childhood, they have been primed by certain people. That's what I said. When I am sending my child to a madrasa, I want the child to learn probably the religious lessons.
Yeah.
These parents are not knowing that they have been indoctrinated in the wrong way from the childhood. That is why when such a child goes to a place where there is actually a facility for a further indoctrination, they have fallen prey for that. See, I was telling another very interesting example. Probably our people will be shocked to hear this. See, when an online taxi service of international repute, let's say for an example, Uber is starting a totally in a new city, there are definitely, naturally, there is a resistance from the auto rickshaw drivers, taxi drivers from that city. But Uber is sitting with an organizational memory of handling such resistance across the entire world, probably thousands and thousands of cities. They have an organizational memory on how to handle this resistance by that local resistance by the taxi drivers and auto rickshaw drivers. Similarly, when an organization like a terror organization or intelligence agency is trying to get people into their fold, they will create all the necessary surrounding situations so that even doctors will fall prey for that. That's what I'm saying about it is very, very difficult to resist such an organized strategy. They will create a problem. They will help like unusual. They will offer unusual help. They will probably lend money. They will make these people pass exams. We don't know how they are being handled, how they are being controlled. And at the right time, the trap will work. That's what I am saying. Even the system, that particular system is built for probably breeding terrorists, intelligent terrorists, or probably a medical terrorist. I don't know what has happened. Probably we need to wait for some more time for the entire news to come out.
Yeah. Also, Doctor, these are all very closely interconnected. See, you remember when the case against, the zonal director, Samir Wankade, happened. He was abused by a minister called Nawab Malik, and everything from his past, including his first marriage, was pulled up. A very, very tenacious officer who was working to reveal all the drug cartel. Okay, now it has come out that the news has come out that they are closely connected to Dawood. Nawab Malik is closely connected to Dawood. And so you understand who were the people protecting Nawab Malik. It was that at that time you had the Thackeray government, and they were protecting him. And what was happening in the process of a judicious officer with such honesty was being pushed around and thrown to the wolves. Okay. Now, what I'm saying is, Dr. Vinod, is that everything from the drug cartel to the terrorist activity to the money laundering, as you said just now, Hawala, everything is linked. Unless there is a complete cleansing of all this, India is not going to be safe.
Exactly. So there are two things. First of all, I think we Indian citizens should be ready for a very, very severe and stringent action which is going to come from the government side after exposing everything. Probably they are waiting for everything to come out and then come with the right decision on how to handle, or completely, as you said, how to uproot even the deep roots which are actually entrenched in our society. That is the first thing. We should be ready for that. Now that's what I said. Whether certain people who are actually giving their allegiance to Gaza and Palestine, if they are not saying this, is it going to make really a sense? No. The second thing what I am saying is, these people who are sending their children to, small children who are very innocent children, to madrasas, probably should be keeping track of what is being taught to them. Is it an innocent religious lesson which is being taught to them, or something more? Are they being primed?
Absolutely.
Are they being brainwashed? I think that is what the ordinary Muslim people should really be thinking. Because, see, unless that thing is, the tone is set, it will not be easy. See, even like poor innocent people will be more susceptible to this, even if they are doctors. A street mart doctor, a street mart fellow who was becoming a doctor will not fall prey for such activities. It is only the bookworms, it is only the religious people, it is only the soft-spoken, sensitive guys who can be emotionally manipulated will become will change their mind and do like things according to the. So that's what I'm saying. You should be keeping track of your children, what they are undergoing, whom they are meeting, what is being talked to them. This is very, very important for the future of their own selves.
So moving on to Karnataka. Now we are talking about Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, who reportedly got the green signal for a cabinet rejig from leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi. He is expected to seal the deal after deliberations with AICC President Kharge and Party General Secretary KC Venugopal. Now, Siddaramaiah paid a courtesy call to Rahul in New Delhi on Saturday, and he is bound for Delhi again to meet Prime Minister Modi. He is also expected to meet Kharge and Venugopal to mostly discuss the cabinet reshuffle. 4 days later, he will likely meet Rahul to make a final decision, is what the media has said. Now, Shivkumar, DK Shivkumar, who got wind of Siddaramaiah's eagerness to reshuffle the Bihar cabinet, had stayed back in Delhi on Sunday to chalk out a plan to stop it. Now, this seems an open battle between these two characters, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a very interesting situation which is developing. Probably, though Siddaramaiah was the chief minister, DK Shivkumar had a very important role in selecting the ministers and assigning them responsibilities and all. Probably, Siddaramaiah is making a move. I think he is more closer to Rahul Gandhi. Garge doesn't have a choice because he is also from Karnataka. He has to please both sides. And probably, from what I understand, DK Shivkumar is more closer to KC Venugopal. Or KC Venugopal is more closer to DK Shivkumar. Now, that is why all these people are meeting all three. Siddaramaiah has met Rahul Gandhi, whom he has better connection with, I think, rather than DK Shivkumar, Siddaramaiah has a better connection with Rahul Gandhi, and probably his favorite is, Rahul's favorite is Siddaramaiah. So he has initiated, a move. Now he will be seeing Garge and KC Venugopal. And KC Venugopal, all these are picked very, very carefully. And DK Shivkumar has foreseen this thing and stayed back in Delhi. Even his meeting Modi, which may not have a connotation, direct link with this, but probably he's wielding his power that I am the person who is really in charge, though probably DK Shivkumar decides on who is the minister, because that's a very interesting thing and we need to wait what exactly is happening. So probably both of them are trying to establish their power, because probably, as I understand, DK Shivkumar is supposed to come after some time into the CM title, isn't it? Yeah. So probably all these moves of creating, because as I understand, some of the ministers in the name, they are not very effective, will be sent out of the cabinet since it is almost 18 months now. They will be sent out and they will be replaced with certain other people. Now, who will take that position? Who will decide on that? What will be the criteria? Is there the allegiance to the Siddaramaiah, or is it the allegiance of DK Shivkumar, which is going to matter more in being decided who is going to be the future minister if there is a reshuffle? So all these things are very important for both Siddaramaiah as well as DK Shivkumar. So probably both are playing now. It is not collaboration which is happening. It is actually the competition. And I think BJP should be more happier with this. What is going to happen? What is going on in Congress inside the Karnataka, isn't it?
You're right, Dr. Vinod, but the person who is suffering is the common man in Karnataka.
Naturally. Ultimately, he's the last person to...
infrastructure is nil. For example, you just
development has come down because of their...
For example, if you talk about our area, the roads have been dug 3-4 times, and it is just like Ukraine, war zone. they don't bother to put it back. And when election times come, they are working so fast just to ensure that they get votes. This is the kind of attitude they have.
Correct. See, basically, now people have, unfortunately, our people have a very short memory. During the elections, they will only remember the last 3 months. These people are so smart. These political leaders are so smart. They know what public is capable of. That their memory is very short. And whatever is being shown to them over the last 3-4 months will make their decision. These people know that. So it is for the people to grow out of this, to educate themselves, plan themselves, and decide for themselves who then should be supporting.
Yeah.
They can get away with the last final 3-4 months doing, and they can influence people. That is what we are seeing that every ruling party is doing. Out of 5 years, the last 3-4 months or last 6 months is the ultimate. You will see the best face of them.
Yeah.
And based on the roads and the development and whitewashing. What to do?
Thank you, Doctor. Wonderful session with you. We'll see you next week. Good night. Jai Hind.
Okay.
Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Hind. Jai Shri Ram.